This is NewsBreak26 in Southwest New Brunswick. I'm Vicki Hogarth. Here's what's happening in our part of the world. Premier Blaine Higgs, Transportation and Infrastructure Minister Bill Oliver, and New Brunswick Green Party leader David Coon met virtually on Monday morning with Campobello Mayor Brett Newman and the Chair of Accessible Campobello, Justin Tinker, to discuss the transportation issues affecting Campobello both in the short term and long term. The COVID-19 pandemic has drawn attention to the need for a year-round link to give islanders access to mainland New Brunswick without having to cross the U.S. border. I asked Premier Higgs about his perspective on how the meeting went in a press conference on Monday.
So what we agreed at the end of the day was basically we're going to continue to work on a business case that would look at the reality of a longer service model. But the conversation was certainly very amicable, and there were some very good facts shared in relation to the island and the demographics.
According to a study done by Accessible Campobello, 86% of island residents feel a year-round ferry is needed or very needed, a sentiment that's reflected in the numbers. Campobello's population has decreased by approximately 33% over the past 20 years. In a statement given to CHCO, Tinker of Accessible Campobello said, "After a very healthy discussion, the Premier stated an interest in and willingness to explore our innovative solution for a ferry link, and we look forward to the federal government joining us at the table very soon." Premier Higgs said that if a year-round ferry were to be realized, it needs to be a partnership between the provincial and federal governments.
And I think the part of the infrastructure requirements that might be there for a larger facility for docking and such would be part of the federal government, and that was discussed as well. There seemed to have been some preliminary discussions that have already been had in that regard.
CHCO reached out to MP John Williamson of New Brunswick Southwest, who sent us the following statement. "The federal government finally opened the door in December to supporting ferry operations after I repeatedly raised the island's challenges in Parliament. I'll continue to press for action." The All Saints Anglican Church women recognized the staff of the Passamaquoddy Lodge in St. Andrews for their hard work and dedication to their residents during the COVID-19 crisis by treating all 3 staff shifts to a special meal prepared by lumberjacks.
This morning, the ACW would like to honor all of the staff of Passamaquoddy Lodge for your strength and endurance during this difficult and challenging COVID-19 crisis.
Although New Brunswick businesses are slowly beginning to reopen, social distancing will be the new normal for quite some time. Fortunately, there are many innovators in Charlotte County finding creative new ways to reach their respective markets. Jeff Slater, creative director of Kira, Kingsbury International Residence for the Arts, is teaming up with Kira's international alumni to offer creative tutorials online.
So what they do is they give a nice little synopsis of what they're going through, where they are. And then they, tell us, their state and how they're doing personally. And then they give us a nice short art lesson that anybody can do at home with readily available supplies.
Locally sourced delivery program Fundy Market is overcoming social distancing by bringing the concept of the farmers market online. Launching in early May, fundymarket.ca is quickly becoming a Charlotte County-based movement that connects local food producers and artisans to their market by filling product orders online and delivering baskets to doorsteps across southwest New Brunswick. Founders Zoe Fitch and Heather Almeida were in the midst of plans to launch their own farmers market in the St. Stephen area when COVID-19 inspired them to quickly adapt their plans to meet the needs of the new normal.
With the advent of COVID-19, it ended up seeming like a business model that was actually really needed, anywhere, let alone just this area.
My full interviews with Jeff Slater and Fundy Market's Heather Almeida, Zoe Fitch, Brianna Cowie, and Xander Gopin are featured in the latest episode of Southwest Magazine this week on CHCO. That's all the news I have for you. For live coverage of New Brunswick's COVID-19 updates, tune into CHCO Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 2:30 p.m. For more stories and online exclusives, follow us on Facebook at CHCO.TV.
A news and public affairs production of CHCO-TV, New Brunswick's only source for independent community television.